This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Okay, good morning, friends. We're continuing Mishna Daf Hashavua. We're learning Siman Ayin Tes. One who it happened to him excrement at the time of Kriya Shema. Says the Mechaber, Hoisa Tsayas Adam Me'acharav. If there was tsaya behind a person, nevertheless, he has to go 4 amos away from where the smell stops. Okay? It's not enough to go 4 amos away from the tsaya. It's not enough to go away from where it no longer smells. You have to go 4 amos away from where the smell stops. Even if a person has an illness. Oh, she'enoi mariach. He doesn't smell well. This is not like we said. You see, it's the first Seif. You have to go 4 amos away from where someone who is able to smell can smell. You hear this? So it is not. It is objective. We go by the way most people smell. And in front of you, you have to go away. You have to distance yourself as far as you could see. Afilu belayla, even at night where you can't see. Aishu sumar, someone who's blind. Sheina roya isa. You have to go as far away that you can't see during the day. And if it's on your side, dinai kimal achrav, it's like it's behind you. Says the holy Mishnah Berura, Sif Katan Aleph. It's back on page 222. Tsayas Adam. Afilu ein magia mimenu reach ra. Even if it doesn't smell, you still have to go 4 amos away from it. What about to remove the smell with besamim? When it says besamim here, I don't think it means you take out your Havdalah set and you put the cloves on it. I don't think that's going to do it. You use Lysol, Febreze, right? So he brings from Shal Chubas Zechus Avos. It helps. What?
But after Dalad Amos it helps, not within Dalad Amos.
Yeah, you still have to go 4 amos away from the Ikar Tsaya, but it helps for the smell. Right. And the Sha'al Sechus Marsham brings, quoted by the Minchas Yitzchak, if you have leichas rucha, some kind of putrid liquid that smells, that if you have more Lysol, more Mr. Clean than the smelly substance, and it doesn't smell bad, you don't have to go for, if you don't smell it, you don't smell it. But not everybody agrees to this. The Pesach Hadvir, the Chesed La'alafim, the Ben Ish Chai, the Kaf HaChaim, they say you can only be meicha by reach ra that emanates from a bathroom and from a nearby room, and it's preventing you from learning. So you can be mevatel the smell with a good smelling substance. But if it's tsoya mamish, no, it's not going to help. Reb Chaim Kanievsky basically says you shouldn't even be lenient even in the next room. In other words, if you're in the adjoining room and a smell is coming from the bathroom and you say, okay, no problem, I'll spray Lysol in here so I don't smell it. Reb Chaim Kanievsky says kasha lahakel. It's very difficult to be mekel. So lemaisa, not only is it difficult to be mekel with soya mamish, it seems like even a smell from an adjoining room, there is a question about it. What about a choyle whose stomach is open and there's some kind of bag that the tzaya comes out of? The Rav Shlomo Zalman, the Minchas Yitzchak say that after you clean the makom and you cover it, you could learn and you could daven. You're still going to smell something because there's tzaya in the kiss. So that to that the Shevet HaLevi says, in order that this person is not mevato from Torah and Tefillah, he could be meko by spraying some kind of spray. Weiter, arba amais. Why 4 amais? T'chsev hayamachanech kadosh v'kibul chazal shemachaneh shel adam hu dalet amais. A person's machaneh is dalet amais. Why? The Levush explains that since a person's dalet amais are koina for him, legabe mitzia or a get or legabe other halachos, so it's like his bias and the reshus he is chayna in. Why Dalet Amos? Shulchan Aruch Harav says that Arba Amos is Makoime Shel Adam when he lies down and he spreads out his arms and feet. Okay, Malayenav in front of him as far as he could see. Ayin Pri Megadim Shekasav the Rajba. According to the Rajba, let us quickly review. There's a machlokes the Rosh and the Rajba. The Rajba says that the pasuk of Lo Yira B'cha Eres Davar is going on Tsoya as well. Which means, even in another room, if you see it, it's Asr Minatar like in Erva. However, outside of Dalet Amos, Hirhur is Mutter, as opposed to the Rosh who holds La Yir B'cha Eres Davar is only going on Erva, it's not going on Tsoya, and the only Yisr of Tsoya is V'haya Machanecha Kadosh. However, another room is not Machanecha. Why is something Asr Kamlai Einav? Midrabanan, anything which is Kamlai Einav is Machanecha. So, says the Mishnah Berura, that according to the Rajba, that it's an Isser of La Yer B'cha Ervas Davar Davka Dibur Asr B'tach Kamlai Einav. Only speaking is Asr. Aval Hirur B'divrei Torah Mutter Emu Chutz L'Da'aram Is Mimakam Shel Kal HaReach. But according to the Rosh, Yesh la'ayin bazeh, the efsher the aser minat Torah, because v'haya machanecha kadosh, oy midrabanan. That's what we saw in the intro, that according to the Rosh, where it's an isra of v'haya machanecha kadosh, that whatever you could see is your machaneh. By the way, according to the Rosh, the following idea emanates. According to the Rosh, anything you could see is part of your machaneh, yeah? So now you might want to think twice before you look at something. You don't necessarily need to bring everything into your machaneh. You know? Some people think, look, I'm a holy guy, and I'll take a look at that. Nah, but you would never move it into your living room. Yeah? You wouldn't want it in your, Dalet Amos. So according to the Rosh, whatever you look at is part of your machaneh. Fine. Afilu b'layla, even at night. So a few things. One chiddush I want to remind you from the Mechaber is it doesn't matter that you had COVID 4 years ago and you claim you can't smell and you tried all the different things and you can't get your smell back. First of all, it's not true. You smell just fine. Get over it. Okay. And number two, even if you want to go with that, it doesn't matter. It doesn't go by you. It goes by most people. Then, and by the way, you could taste okay also. Don't say you can't taste. You could taste okay. Anyway, afilu b'layla. Al kein aser lemar afilu b'layla kriya shema ishar kol davar shebekdusha lefnei habatim. You can't say it before a house. Ki derech liyoshsam soya. It's typical to have soya there. V'choshe kein b'chatzar. And certainly in a courtyard. Actually, I was walking home from shul today. Sorry to share this with you, but I have a neighbor that has a beautifully manicured lawn and flowers. And I saw that a dog owner left him a very nice present on his front lawn. And, we think that these halachas are not nogeh. You want to stand on your front porch and just daven. Well, is that something you need to check for? I mean, I don't think it's typical. Usually it's, technically there's a fine for that. But is it something to check? I would say you probably don't have to check bisman hazeh, but this is what, in the times of the Mishnah Berura, it was common, and you couldn't say even on the nighttime. On the side is like behind you. It says the Mishnah Berura, nevertheless, don't rely on the fact that when it's on your side, it's like behind you. but rather you should go ahead so that the tzaya will be behind you. V'az sagi b'dalat amas, and then it will be enough to be 4 amas away. V'miyav sharak b'terch yiser, if it's going to be a lot of bother, sagi gam l'tztadin b'dalat amas kamayim al-achra, will be enough to distance it 4 amas from the sides, like behind you. V'hani milit tztadin mamish. This is when it's actually on the side. Avot tztadin shalafanav, the sides in front of you, kugain rin shtakin sruchin hanim shachim la'erech haroich harachoy v'chai gavna. Let's say you here have rin shtakin. Can't tell you exactly what that is, but it's probably some kind of soiled undergarment, or sock, or hose. Kasav Magen Avram dedinoi kilafanav. You know, you're walking on, and you see the clothesline in front of you, maybe in the windows. Ve'el Rabba kasav dedinoi kaminat stadim. The Rabba writes that the din is like on the sides, v'sagi b'dalat amis, and it's enough to be 4 amis. Because of Chayadon, the masharoya b'loy hatayas roishay litztadin. What you could see without turning your head on the sides, what's in your peripheral vision without turning your head, l'kuli amadino kalafanav. Oid kasav. The tzarch lizar ma'oid b'shas kiddush levana barachayvais. You got to be very careful when you do kiddush levana, because those rin shtakin, those smelly rin shtakin, you're looking up at the moon and you have to like position your head because the moon is like right in between 2 smelly rin shtakin. So, they're in front of you, and it's also kamlayenav. I'll tell you where this is very common.
Open sewer, no?
What?
Open sewer. The open sewer.
Pal, in America we don't have open sewers. You know, what's going on? Where do you live?
The ringe.
Rabbi, where do you live?
The ringe stocking. Isn't the ringe stocking an open sewer?
Is it?
That's what I'm assuming from the context.
Oh, rin shtakin. So it's not socks. Okay, I think you're right. Well, they used to have, right? They used to have on the sides of the streets the indentation, and then the sewage would just sort of, yeah, you're right. You have to be careful from the sewers. By the way, later on, Siman Tav Chavav, the Dershu brings that someone who can't be Mekash Levana outside should do it inside, through a window. You have to go 4 amas away from where the smell stops. It better not to do Kiddush Levana than to do Kiddush Levana near Rin Shtakin. Someone who is careful from not mentioning divrei kedusha in a place that's not clean. Alav hakasav omer uvadavar hazat tarichu yamim. It's a segula for long life. Isn't that amazing? It's a segula for arichas yamim. To be careful. Now, here's where it's common. At least for me, you're in the kitchen, and there's a bathroom off to the side, and the door's open. Now, if you could see into the bathroom, certainly if you could see the toilet, you can't daven. It's not going to help to close your eyes. You have to make sure the door is closed. Otherwise, you're not allowed to say Dvarim Shebekdusha. And the fact, now, what if it's off to your side? Again, if you could see it with peripheral vision, it's a problem. And even if you can't see it with peripheral vision, it's better that it should be mamish mila achrav than militztadin. Okay, let's see a bit more. Haga shliach tzibur hamispalel. A shatz that's davening with tzoy beveis haknesses, and there's tzoy in the shul. Oy bebayis sham mispal sham. Afilu hu la'achrav b'chol habayis. Even if it's behind you in the whole house, tzarich lishtoik ad sheyatzienu. He has to be silent until they remove it. Me'achar shamoitzi rabim yidei chayvasan v'yefshe shalei echad min hakol b'toich arba amos shal hatzoya. If one guy in the kahal is within 4 amos of the tzoya, then it's a problem. Who is it a problem for? Is it a problem for certainly it's a problem for the one who wants to listen to the shots and he has tzoya in his dalat amos. Let's see. If this will cause the shel tzibor to delay the amount of time to finish the whole thing, and it wasn't within his 4 amos, he doesn't have to go back to the beginning. Let us hold it here, and we'll continue Bez Hashem tomorrow. Okay?
Maybe it means it's a problem for the whole meeting, like if he's man number 10, and they don't have a meeting.
Yeah, I hear. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Remember, we had this with kids from Hana by my shul I was at, I don't know, a few years ago. I remember this very vividly. They have nice landscaping right outside the shul. And that day they had done the landscaping, and there's manure. There's literal, it smelled. It really smelled bad from whatever they put into the mulch, whatever.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people were standing around saying, this was a weeknight, I think. And then, someone realized, are we allowed to even now? It has, stop. He went inside. It was a whole tumult. That's when, and it was burning again. There's stuff like that on the ground.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's not so southern, I guess, but there was definitely smelled quite bad there.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I remember in Kamunk, it was next door to a farm. And they, often the farm would fertilize, and the smell was overwhelming in the shul, and they never, I don't know why, they never, they let it go. Okay.
In Parsha, Brooklyn,
yeah.
Years ago, I'm sure where the base manager is, so the downstairs bathrooms are on that second floor, but it's pretty far away. Come back up to the sewage system once, and the whole basement floor smelled. I remember it was a big tumult. Guys, I asked the mulch what to do. Guys were allowed to keep in the dining room. Guys were allowed to learn.
Right.
Go back to learning. And,
right.
It actually smelled more from the freshener that they tried to use
right.
to clean it up than the actual stuff. But
right. Right. Okay, have a good day, everyone. Shkayach.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.